Good morning, all of you. I am Neha Sharma, your social science teacher from DAV Police Public School. And today, this is our third video of the chapter The Rise of Small Kingdoms in South India of class 7th. And in this video, we are going to study about the administration, economy, and society religion of the South India in the medieval period. Okay, let's start and study about the governance in South India. Okay, in the medieval period, first of all, we are going to start administration. So the administration of that time in South India was quite good, and the king was the head of the state. Because he was the head of the states, so the rights of the king were unlimited, and the main duty or the prime duty of the king was to protect his people from internal disturbance and also from the external attacks. And what about the central administration? Actually, it was divided into different departments, and the king ran the administration with the help of his ministers. Okay, the kingdom was divided into provinces known as mandalam, and there was a officer who controlled all the works of each provinces, and he worked according to the instructions of the king. Okay. Yes, next we are going to start to learn about the economy. Actually, economic condition of that area was quite good, and the main source of income was land revenue, and the economic condition of the people was very good actually, and the major occupation were agriculture, trade, and weaving. The landowners give one third of their production to the rulers as a tax. And when we talk about the irrigation facilities of that time, actually it was very well developed and helped to increase the agriculture production. Okay, and most importantly, the Chola rulers spent a major part of their income on the public welfare. They do lots of work for their public, for the welfare of the public. Yes, next we are going to start to learn about the society. And when we talk about the society system of that time, the caste system was deeply rooted in the society of South India in the medieval period. And the Brahmins, Kshatriya, they always dominated the lower caste people, and they think themselves superior than the lower caste people. Okay, and the Das Pratha was also popular at that time, and the peasants or the Das do work on the land which is belong to the rulers or the temples also. Yes, next we are going to start religion. Actually, religion always plays an important role, or it is always an important part in the life of people, right? Especially in India. And when we talk about the medieval period of South India, the Buddhism and Jainism were not popular in the South India at that time. The most important and popular religion is Hinduism in the medieval period in South India, and the Vedic sacrifices were quite common at that time, and Lord Shiva and Vishnu also were worshipped at that time. And when we talk about the temples of that time, actually they were the center of education, right? Like Kanchipuram was an important center of studies of Sanskrit and local or regional languages like Tamil. It was the center of pilgrimage also of for Hindu devotees. And yes, Ramayana and Mahabharata both were translated into many South Indian local languages at the medieval period. Okay, let's study about the education of that time. The temples of South India were not only the place of worship, right? As I already told you, it was also important center of cultural activities, administration activities, and education, right? Each temple of that time had an attached mutt which provide free education or boarding facilities to the students at that time. And some temples emerged as a leading cultural centers. There are so many cultural activities organized there, and Sanskrit continued as a scholars language, right? And Tamil, Kannada, Telugu, the local languages of that area were also progressed at that time. Now read the do you know. Actually, Shankaracharya and Ramanuj are the two important famous saints and philosophers of that time. They are the fountainhead of the two different schools or philosophies, through that helps devotees in the path of moksha. It means their teachings or their philosophies help the people to get moksha. Let us read about the art and architecture of that time. Actually, the ruler of the southern kingdoms were not only great warriors, but also they were great supporters and protectors of art and architecture, right? They built a number of important temples, as you see in these pictures also. Large rock cut temples at Mahabalipuram and Kailashnath were built in the 18th century in the Chola Empire, and the Shiva temple of Tanjore had a bronze statue of Nataraj. These are the best example or the fine examples of Chola art. And different temples built at the time of medieval period are the best examples of architecture of medieval period in South India. And this is all about the small kingdoms of South India in medieval period. I hope all of you are doing your work properly. Thank you so much.